And it's Celestine Duncan who is on our show this morning. A lot more of those beautiful sounds from Celestine Duncan a bit later. But welcome to our relationship segment. It's our Relationship Friday, and the segment is Dear AM. If there's anything relationship related on your heart, you can kindly write to us at info@myjoyonline.com. Here's the letter that we received today.
Dear AM, I dated a lady for a few years and we got married. The marriage is now 5 years old. A week to the marriage, however, her family organized a meeting that involved her and invited me. At that meeting, her family informed me that my would-be wife was spiritually possessed by their pastor and that the marriage would not succeed. Dear AM, they pleaded with me not to inform my family about it. As a matter of fact, I had wanted to stop the process, but she told me she would commit suicide if I did. She explained that the family was telling lies. 5 years into the marriage, everything has gone bad. No children yet, and it's been 5 years of nightmares and diseases. Dear AM, it appears her family is now happy that the marriage is not working. Should I inform my family? What should I do? Kent, Abri.
And that's Kent writing to us from Abri. He says his in-laws warned him that his wife-to-be was spiritually possessed, begged him not to call off the marriage. It's been 5 years of what he describes as hell. How does he resolve it? This is huge, really. We need you to help us in this issue. So send us your WhatsApp messages on 0540 109 009. 0540 109 009. We're going to activate the phone lines right away because I don't have the competence, really. So 0302 211 102 0302 211 6912. Roland, you are Sunday school teacher, so maybe from that angle.
Oh no, I think this is premised just like social culturally what we tend to have premised on a lot of superstition. There's a thought though that came to me about whether maybe the lady could be having or could have been suffering from some psychosis or some psychological problems, and as a result of that could be mental. And so many of the times in our society we tend to relate that to
spirituality,
to mean that the person is possessed, etc. Because somebody is just not right in the mind, and instead of getting a mental health help for that person, we tend to relate that to a certain aspect of spirituality. I think if you look at the story, the way he's narrated it, he had been given some caution, not by his family, but rather by the family of the lady. And it's quite
rare, yeah?
It's quite surreal, very bizarre. If you take a look at that sort of thing, knowing that I'm coming to marry from your family, and now you're telling me all that.
Yeah, but for him to have even heard that and still gone on, then the love must have been really strong. I think he really loves this woman.
Yes, definitely. And and he's saying that even 5 years on, even if they don't have a child, etc. And I'm sure that at that point or this point in time, now he's getting bogged down or frustrated, and it's telling in the way he's narrating it. There's always a way. There's always a way that this can be resolved in many related means, and this has to be speaking to his religious person, his church person, or if it's a Muslim.
I'm moving to the mental health. I didn't think about it that way, but as you raised it, I think psychological help.
Yes.
As a first.
I'm thinking.
Hence, if you had not done the mental assessment, I think it is important.
I'm thinking it's more related.
Yeah. Let's do the phone lines. We've got Francis and Joseph on the line. Francis first. Good morning to you, Francis.
Good morning.
Yes, Francis. Thank you for your call. Let's hear you on this.
Oh, okay. I think I just want to go straight to the point. The man has not got mental issue. I think you don't have to even go there. I heard you talking about that. But what he has to do is he has to be prayerful.
He has to be, what did you say, prayerful?
Prayerful.
Okay.
Because it sounds so spiritual in a sense. So he doesn't really have to really decide as in calling or breaking the relationship or the marriage, or I'll call it.
Okay.
I think he has to be prayerful.
Okay.
He has to see a strong religious leader to help. This is the only key way.
All right. Okay, Francis from Tamale, thanks a lot. Joseph is in Asamankasi. Joseph, good morning.
Good morning, Mama.
Yes, Joseph. Thank you for reaching out.
Thank you. If I understand the letter, my only advice to the man is one thing we people tend to forget is we don't marry probably just to proclaim or to give birth to children. A marriage is for companionship. If you go to the Bible says, "I will make a helpmate." So your wife's supposed to be a helpmate, and it's God that gives children. I don't understand the content of the letter that the lady is being possessed by the pastor, in which means if you are married for 5 years and there is no child, yours is to, if you are a Christian, you expect God, praying hard to God that God should just bless your family with children. But childbearing should not be a problem in a marriage. If your wife does not conceive for a period of 5 years, it's not a problem. But if you say your wife is being possessed by her pastor, that I don't understand. If there is anything at all that you think is a spiritual something, you need to pray hard, check your life yourself, and sometimes you also have to seek medical attention. If you seek medical attention and all things prove that it's something spiritual, then you look on unto your maker. I think this is not the challenge, but I fight with him in a little way. Get steadfast in the
Hello, Joseph, is that you? Okay, that's not Joseph. That would be James. James?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Joseph. James, good morning. Thank you for reaching out. Let's hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes.
Actually, I just saw the heading of it, but I wouldn't want to know much on what the issue is.
Okay, so you can hang.
Yeah.
You can hang up. We're rolling the letter again, so you can watch and then read it, and then you can give us a call back. All right. So you two can reach out if you've got any suggestions for Kent, who's writing from Ibri. David is in Wenshi. Good morning, David.
What?
Hello, David.
Hello.
Hello, David.
Hello, madam.
Yes, David, you're on air. Please go on.
Okay. My name is David from Wenji. Ken should talk to her wife, his wife, I think so. There's no reason you can marry a rich. And even if she's a rich, you have to talk to her. And probably she will understand you, and you have to also understand her. It's part of life. There are riches working among us, and we don't know. So,
okay.
Love is the most important thing.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Thank you very much, David. Here's Dora from Takwa, and David got me smiling. The way he even handled it, like, it's really, really cool.
So cool.
The witches walking around. We're all witches and wizards in one way or the other, right? Yeah. Dora, good morning. Hello, Dora.
Good morning.
Yes, Dora. Is that Dora?
Yeah, Dora from Takwa.
All right, great. Please, let's hear you.
Please, on my opinion, the guy should just quit the marriage too. He should not inform his family because the thing has already happened.
He should quit the marriage, not inform the family.
Yeah.
But traditionally, you can't do that without informing family because they have to send drinks back and things like that.
Fine. One, you can quit the marriage. Two, you inform your family. And three, you find some great church and just fellowship with them. You should be prayerful, and I'm sure God will open everything.
What are you afraid for him?
Sorry?
What's your fear? Because your advice is quit the marriage and then find a very prayerful church.
Yes. So through that prayers, God will give him another woman, which maybe things will move on for him.
Okay. All right. Thanks for sharing with us. Abdullah Sumaila is in Suman. Hello, Abdullah.
Yes, madam. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. I hope you're well.
I'm cool. How are you
Great.
doing?
Oh, very well, thank you. Let's hear you.
I just want to say something about the letter. Assuming that the parents of the lady didn't call him to tell him that maybe your wife is spiritually possessed or something. Then after that, after the marriage, these things happen. What do you say? You see, the best thing is to, she should not relate these things to what the parents said. That because they said the lady is having this spiritual problem, and because of things happening, it's because of that. It is possible, no, it's not because of all these things. But maybe, sometimes God does his things in his own way. Yes, so I'm saying that he should seek for maybe spiritual deliverance and other things, instead of sitting there to tell him that, oh, it's because the parents said this, and it's actually, that is what is actually happening.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Sometimes things happen just like that. See? So
right.
That's my point.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing. That's Abdullah, Somaila, and Dan Suman. Let's hear from Daniel in Techiman. Good morning, Daniel. Hello, Daniel.
Hello.
Yes, Daniel. Good morning to you. Thanks for holding. Let's hear you.
Good morning, Mama V.
Good morning, Daniel. You have to turn down the volume on your television sets so we can speak through the phone. Okay, great. Let's go.
Yeah, Mama V, there are certain things we should take it very critical. At times, we do look at certain things and then we just throw them, into the dust. Meanwhile, we should look at it critically. There are certain elements in our culture that play important role in our relationship. Now, when you are entering into a family and you are being cautioned that what you are doing or this family you are about to enter, there are issues with the family, you need to be very, very, very cautious. At times, we fall in love, but we shouldn't forget marriage is a full-time business. We shouldn't take it for granted.
So what would you have done, Daniel? Would you have just stopped the marriage at that point?
Mama V, come again.
I'm asking what you would have done if your in-laws had told you what...
Yeah, in this situation, it is very, very, what should I put it? It's very critical. We should not advise the man to leave the woman at this point in time, nor the man leaving the woman at this point in time. As somebody suggested, they should bow their heads in prayers and then seek for spiritual help, because this one is totally spiritual. It's not physical matter. We should tackle it
spiritually.
So, in the spiritual, aspect. Okay. And they need deliverance. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So they should bow their heads in prayer.
All right. Daniel, thank you very much. Let's hear from Azore in Bongo. Good morning, Azore.
Good morning, Mavi.
Yes, sir. Thank you for calling. Hello, Azore. You're on air.
Yes,
let's hear you.
What I'm saying is that the issue is a spiritual issue. And Daniel has to seek to help him.
Hello, Azure. You have to reposition yourself. I think we have some breaks in our communication. If you can just reposition yourself.
Hello. Is it not better?
Yes, it is. Go on.
What I'm saying is that Daniel needs to seek support from men of God, because the Bible says we should be each other's brother's keepers. So he has to seek other warriors to help him in prayer, and also seek the Lord. Because I don't know what kind of spirit the pastor is possessing. And nowadays, a lot of pastors possess other spirits apart from the Spirit of God. So you have to seek genuine men of God to help him to pray and deliver him from this kind of canker.
Okay.
But he shouldn't divorce the marriage, because the Bible says marriage is for better, for worse. It should stay on, and the Lord will have his own way.
Okay.
That's what I think, my Mavi.
All right, and I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing. That's Azarin Bongo. We'll come to you, Joseph. But I'm just thinking, so pastor possessed her, what, were they dating? Like, how did that happen?
You see, we live in a society in which religion and spirituality plays a critical role. And I've been very close to mental health. So I know while spirituality is important, over time, we think that the way we're growing up and our makeup should always remain the same. But when somebody develops a certain mental disorder, we tend to misconstrue that to mean that there's a certain spiritual connotation to that.
Doesn't answer that, you know, how
No,
did
at
the
some
pastor
point
get
in
into
time.
her-
No, at some point in time, I'm sure this lady, and this is my guess, may have had some mental disorder. Seriously. And them saying their pastor possessed her, it's also their conclusion. It's a conclusion they've drawn, not necessarily. And I
so the pastor is evil?
No, I think maybe they were seeking help with the pastor, and they're assuming that the pastor possessed her, because I don't know, unless they themselves they are in the spirit, how would they conclude that the pastor possessed her? It's something that we have to.
We've got two Josephs, one in Sunyani and one in Nkwanta. We'll go to Sunyani first. Good morning, Joseph.
Good morning, Mama V, and good morning to William Walker.
Yeah, thank you, Josie. Joseph, how are you?
I'm okay.
Great.
Yeah. What I have to tell Kurt is this: you know, marriage is a life thing. Hello.
Yes, please, Joseph. Go ahead.
Yeah, marriage is a life thing, and sometimes we fail to understand when we stand before the pulpit and then we take our oath, and for better, for worse, and then we get married, and all of a sudden we are expecting the best from it, not knowing that there are circumstances like this. You get it. I've been close to the missionary house, and I've seen people, they say a lot of things, for better, for worse, for this. This is the worst part of it. You have to stand by it. You can't say like now. To me, coming from a nursing background, let me just go straight into it. Coming from a nursing background, I think the guy straightforward needs is a psychotherapist. I think she's by now 5 years without a child. I think it's not easy for anybody to take. But I think they need a counselor. I think so.
All right.
Okay.
Sure.
Never.
Sure. Thank you, Joseph. Let's speak to Joseph in Nkwanta. Good morning, Joseph.
Thank you.
Joseph, thank you for holding. Let's hear you now.
Yeah, I'm speaking from Katim Nkwanta.
Great.
Yeah, I just want to speak to the program.
Please do. You're on air, so we can hear you.
Yeah. The gentleman, I just want to advise him that there's better things ahead in that marriage. He shouldn't worry about what is happening now. There's power past power. If the family have advised the gentleman that the woman is possessed, you should forget about all those things. And then mean that you marry this lady, and something good will come out of that marriage, and the family, the both family will be surprised.
Okay.
I want to advise him. This is the time. If there is a night and it want to get into the daytime, the weather will be so much dark that you can't even know that getting to another day. So I want to advise him that there is better things ahead of this marriage. He should keep on praying, and then put this prayer to the men of God, his maker, Almighty God, who designed marriage. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Joseph. Very wise advice there, coming from Joseph in Nkwanta. Let's go to Oyarifa. Na Kwale is reaching us from there. Good morning, Na.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, Na. Thank you for calling. Let's hear you.
Okay. I'm also having this view that he shouldn't quit the marriage. The opportune time for him to quit the marriage is when the family caution him not to enter into the relationship. So now he shouldn't quit. In every marriage there is up and down. And also this thing of childbearing has nothing to do with what the family caution him of. Every marriage has some challenges. For all she knows, God knows the best for him. The opportune time will come for the baby. Because people have testimonies, several testimonies. They have waited 10, 15 years. And in the long run, God gave them set of twins, triplets, and so on. So he should just, he should psych himself. They should begin to confess positively. They should reverse everything. Because God is forgiven. And so if it is God he believes in, he should go back to God read the Bible and confess things positively, and I think it will work out for him.
All right. Great advice. Thank you very much, Na. Let's talk to Esther. Roland, you want to speak to Esther?
Esther.
Hello.
You're calling us from Hohwe.
Yes, please.
Which part of Hohwe?
Hohwe. Ahado.
Ahado. Okay. Please go ahead. Don't worry, I know Hohwe very, very well. That's why I'm asking you. Please go ahead.
I congratulate the man. That's what we call love.
And the situation that he finds himself and is complaining about or raising the subject?
He should go ahead with the marriage. Since the lady is known, yeah, you should go ahead with the marriage.
Esther, please turn down the volume on your television set so we can continue the conversation. Otherwise, there will be delays in it and it won't be smooth. If you've done that, then Roland, Roland.
He should go ahead with the marriage and take the lady to churches where he knows that he could receive help. There will be a breakthrough so that all the families who are expecting that, yes, what they said has come to her, will be put into shame. So he shouldn't divorce the woman. This is what we call love.
Yeah.
Yes, they will pull through.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you strongly there, because for somebody to have been told what he was told and he still went ahead to marry her.
That is what we call love, my sister.
Yeah.
And that is all marriage is about. It's that some of my colleagues said that it's not all about children and whatever. For all you know, he needs that person to get his breakthrough. So without him, if he leaves her by now, who should help him to get the breakthrough? So he's the one. Maybe it's only love he needs to get his breakthrough.
Yeah.
And yes.
All right, Esther, Auntie Esther, thank you very much for this insight. Let's stay in Hohoi. Perhaps our last call, Melody, is in Hohoi. Good morning, Melody.
Good morning, Mama V.
Yes, Melody. Thanks for calling.
You are looking more beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Roland doesn't say it, so thank you for saying it.
Yeah, when he was not able to quit at the beginning of the marriage, they advised him, but he did not quit. And this is not the time he should quit. He said the wife is being possessed. The man that was possessed in the cemetery, when Jesus came into contact with him, there was a change. So if his wife is really possessed, the Lord Jesus will have compassion on her and will change their situation for the better. If he should stop the marriage now, who should take the glory? No. He should rather stand tall in the word of God. That if it is truly that the wife is possessed, the God that has power over every spirit to deliver that lady. Because even at this point, if he should leave the lady, then some of the spirits are following him. Sickness, and no child, nightmare, there is a name that is above every other name. That name is the Lord Jesus Christ. And marriages are having attacks here and there. And the Bible says, out of the fullness of the heart, the mouth speaketh. When he wakes up in the morning, he should speak into his marriage. My marriage is working. My marriage is working. My marriage is working. And finally, he should seek for counseling.
Okay.
And if it's mental issue, medical issue, maybe the fallopian tubes are having problems, he should check that one out.
Okay.
If the person is having mental issue too, they should treat that one.
Okay.
As they are doing the spiritual aspect, they should do the physical.
Okay.
Have a fruitful day.
All right. Have a beautiful day too, Melody. Thank you so much for calling. We have messages on WhatsApp, so let's turn our attention to WhatsApp now. Let's share some of your messages. Right?
Yeah, we have this one from Gloria, and Gloria says that I don't think that she has any problem. The spirituality that has been discovered, it means that they have to go to their pastor, and it's only this pastor who can resolve the difficulty. And this one is also coming from Kenneth, and Kenneth is giving this message from Kufodia. It says, divorce is not the way to go. You knew all the issues that were raised by her family, but you still went ahead and married her, make sure that you stand with her. She is not possessed. If it is mental health, please make sure that you seek help. Okay. And then we have the son from Osei. Osei giving us this message from Kumasi and says, spirituality has dominated all discussions in Ghana. Everything is religion, religion, religion. She is not possessed. Go ahead and find help and you'll get children. This one is from Amate. Amate is this one, Amasaman, and he says that when you were marrying the lady, you knew all the problems that were raised by the family, but you still went ahead. Because there are no children, you have averted your mind to all the things that were raised by the family, and now you say that she is possessed, just like the way the family said. Please don't betray her. Stand by her. And this one is coming from Amati. We have this one from Abdullah. Abdullah giving us this message from Tamale. And Abdullah, I have to say, Dasiba, good morning to you in Tamale, the Northern Regional Capital. And you say that marriages always come with problems. There are no problems that will not be encountered in life. This is just one of the issues. Stay with your woman, you say, Abdullah. We also have this one from Kweku Bonsu. Kweku Bonsu is texting from Ejiso, and he says that, well, I think that he has to go ahead and divorce the woman. 5 years and no children means that there is something wrong. Okay, and that's your advice. And then this one also coming from Ken in the USA. You say you're texting us from California. Okay. He said that spirituality has dominated the mindset of all Africans. As a result of that, we are behind in development. What is this one too? Show her love. Don't divorce her, you say. And we have more of these messages. Please make sure that you keep them coming. Stay glued to us all through this while. And, well,
yeah,
that's
Mary,
what it
you're
is.
watching us, and you've heard us discuss other people's issues, and you have something on your heart that you also want to share, so you can hear from the people, so you can take a certain decision. You can write to us, info@myjoyonline.com. Right now, let's get onto the phone lines and speak to our counselor, who's got an expertise. I think we want to explore the psychological aspect of this letter. Bishop Fred Crunchy-Mensah is a counselor and a psychologist. Good morning to you, Bishop.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. We appreciate your time this morning. So
Right.
Roland and myself, we've been thinking, isn't this more of a mental kind of situation even from the beginning?
Yes, basically, I think it is more psychological than any other thing we can think of. Kent, I first of all want to tell him, even before I comment on what you have just asked me, I empathize with him. It's unfortunate that any man should go through this. I can only imagine the daily emotional and psychological distress he goes through. A lot of people go through this, I think. If we will live in this world, one of the things we have to prepare for is challenges, because challenges is a fact of life. If you will go to the doctor's office and check a patient's heartbeat on the monitor, you will realize that as long as there is life, it's going to be zigzag, up and down. As soon as it becomes a straight line, it means there is no life. So what it means is that life is full of challenges. Today we are up, today we are down. So it's part of life. Every man may go through this, but one of the things we need to understand is that God has prepared us for challenges in life. I always say that we are created in the image of God. What it means is that God has given you the capacity to fix any challenge you face. The psychologist's help is external. It just comes to help you to use what you already have, what God has already given you, the capacity to solve problems, to solve it. Back to your question. Reading his letter, one thing I realize is that I do not think that the wife is possessed by any pastor. I think that it's a matter of jealousy and mischief from the wife's family. Because in the first place, if the wife was possessed, it wasn't her own family that will try to poison the man's mind not to marry her. It should be someone else. So for the wife's family to do that and to be happy that they are going through challenges, I think that this is born out of mischief from the wife's family. So I give thumbs up to Kent for going ahead to marry this lady because she is not possessed by anything. But the problem is that, Mama B, you know that psychologically, when we are made to believe something, our belief gives what we have believed the power to happen. For example, our forefathers will pick a stone, the same stone that we will sit on, we will throw about. As soon as we put belief in that stone that this is an idol, our belief gives power to that stone. So they will say on Friday, don't go to the river. As long as we believe that, it is our belief that gives power to those things. So our belief system is so strong. So once they gave him this information and he has believed it, mentally his belief is giving that thing the power to work havoc in his family. So I think this is more of a psychological thing than any demonic issue. The lady is not possessed by any pastor. In the first place, human beings can't possess human beings. It is spirits that possess human beings. And then moreover, if she is a child of God, she is a Christian, there is no way any spirit can even possess her. It is a matter of wrong information Kent and his wife have believed. And because of their belief is the power that is creating that havoc in their family. So I don't think she's possessed. It's just the wrong information they have believed.
Okay, so where should Kent go to from here?
Kent? I think that, you see, once it is not, I don't think it is demonic. So he doesn't need anything like deliverance or anything. Number two, he shouldn't even think of divorcing because that is not an option in this case. I think what he needs is psychological help. What I will say on this TV will not be enough to help him. He should go beyond that to get a psychologist who will sit one-on-one with him and help him to challenge his belief. What he has believed, he needs to throw it away. He needs to put it aside and believe that Scripture says in Proverbs chapter 8, I think verse 35, that he who finds a wife finds a good thing. He's found a good thing and he has already obtained favor from the Lord. Instead of believing this information from the wife's family, he should start believing things like this. If you find a wife, God says you have found a good thing and you have obtained favor from him. When he starts believing this, it corrects that wrong information he has believed that is working against him. He found a good thing. The wife is not the problem here. The problem is what the wife's family have made him believe. So he should discard that belief and then start combining energies with the wife to fight this issue.
Okay. All right.
Yes, because I don't think that divorce is an option here. He should just discard that belief. And then he shouldn't also blame himself. You see, in situations like this, if you're not careful, you start having regrets and self-blame. I should have listened to this one. I should have listened to that one. No. He's a strong man for taking that bold decision to marry the woman he lost in spite of what he heard. So he should let that belief still hold him on. And then we find solutions to all these challenges. It is solvable. It's not the end of his life.
Thank you for your intervention. These are very powerful words that you've given to Kent. I think you've gone to areas that we could never have thought of. So we really appreciate it. Thank you very much. That's Bishop Fred Kwanchi-Mensah, who is a counseling psychologist with this all-important intervention. Here's what we're going to do, Roland. Kent, if you're open to it, we can link you up with a mental health authority so they can get a professional to help you through this journey. So that's the other intervention that we want to bring on board when we give a response to you. But we thank you for opening up to us, and we hope that our callers and our bishop, what they all have shared this morning with you will be helpful, Kent.
Definitely. And I believe that the bishop has put it the way it has to be put. because you see, when you marry somebody, you just like the person also has embraced all your goodness and the bad things around you, you also need to embrace same. And I believe that mental health is something that we don't take cognizance of, and the inhibition is because of the social culture and the superstitious or religious beliefs that we have in our society. Because some things we just can't take away.
Yeah.
A lot of us are depressed, having serious mental issues, but the avenues are just not there to go and seek help.
Or we think too much of spiritual. We kind of like just link it to.
That's why when somebody is sick, has tumor, has cancer, we go to the pastor or the church or the herbalist or the spiritualist.
Yeah. So Kent, after Bishop's comments, what I had said initially, when I saw this letter, I thought, okay, yeah. So what does he want us to do? I mean, they told him and he didn't listen. So if he's facing this, and it's it's a learning curve for me as well. That there's always something to learn.
Because what I did think was that she did a certain correlation between the human being he was seeing and what they were saying about being spiritually possessed. And I'm sure that the person she was dating and intended to marry was not possessed at all in his eyes. Otherwise, I'm sure definitely there's nobody who will physically see something and decide to
but after going through all the challenges, which every marriage goes through anyway.
Especially childbirth is even more.
There's no
more
perfect
stressful.
marriage out there. You just simply sit down and you're like, okay, yeah, they told me and I didn't listen, and I'm facing all these things because of what they said. So I apologize to you for the thoughts that I also brought to, to the letter. But we will try and link you with a mental health authority. We are absolutely grateful to Bishop with his intervention.